Is the future of motorcycling electric? Well, I guess we're all going to find out whether we like it or not. That's right here, right now, everything you need to know about the new electric motorcycle that Harley-Davidson released called the LiveWire. And because this channel is independent and not run or controlled by Harley-Davidson or a dealership, I can give you my actual thoughts and give you both the pros and the cons of the LiveWire. Welcome back, Bikeaholics. Ryan Erlacher here, lawabidingbiker.com. I thank you for checking back in. Exciting news out of CES in Las Vegas recently. That is, Harley announced a whole bunch more information on the new electric LiveWire motorcycle. I'm excited to dive into it and tell you guys what you need to know. So I really want to hear from you guys. Start the conversation below. I want to know your opinion of these electric motorcycles from Harley-Davidson. Are they trying to force it on us? Is it a good move? And because I'm an everyday biker like you, I already know what your first question is. That's right. How much does it cost? Because that's important. $30K is what it starts at. I know. I thought the same thing. And so I know that's a steep price tag, especially considering this is Harley's first electric motorcycle, and I know they want to get it into the hands of bikers and in the market. That's going to hold them back. But we really can't focus on that price tag too much until we know a little bit more about the bike and what it actually offers. What do you guys think of this price tag? Comment below, let me know. So the LiveWire is a reality. It will be out in August of 2019. You can pre-order it right now. Understand not all dealerships will have it. It's a huge expense for a dealership. A lot of them not doing so well anyways. Got to have some infrastructure, and they're required to have charging stations and stuff like that. So you'll have to search around and find the dealership that has them. So one thing I want to quash right up front, guys, and that is the Zero electric motorcycle. A lot of people are trying to compare that to the LiveWire. I honestly, in my opinion, that's not a fair comparison because they're different motorcycles. Yes, they're both electric. Let me give you an example. The Zero SR, yeah, base model 17K, but when you add everything, you're going to be up around 20 grand. So it is cheaper. They make multiple models over at Zero, but I'll tell you the build quality is completely different. And so yeah, you're paying more for the Harley, but it's got way better components and it's just built better. I will tell you from personal experience, I've actually tested a Zero without getting into the electric experience and what that's like riding a motorcycle, electric motorcycle. I'll tell you that no doubt about it, the Zero definitely feels like a cheaper brand motorcycle. It's just not built extremely well. That was just my opinion on the limited amount of time I had with it, but I just don't think it's fair for some people to compare that with the LiveWire, and I think you'll see why when you see some of the design and what Harley actually put into this thing. So let's quickly talk powertrain. Harley put a motor in this LiveWire that they're calling the Revelation Permanent Magnet Electric Motor. It produces 100% of its torque instantly. What does that mean for you guys? When you roll that throttle, it is go time. And if you've ever spent any time on an electric bike, you'll feel that immediately. They also took this Revelation motor and put it at the bottom underneath the battery case to lower the bike's center of gravity. And what do you get with that motor? Well, you get 0 to 60 in under 3.5 seconds and a top speed of 110 miles per hour. And so with the way this is set up with the batteries and the motor, you're gonna get about 110 mile range. They say mixed city use. And the more you become familiar with electric vehicles in general, you'll realize that that can vary greatly. If you took this thing out on the freeway and we're doing 70, 80 miles an hour, no way in hell you're getting 110 miles. You might see a little bit of a theme, and in my humble opinion, this is definitely a niche bike. It's gonna have some early adopters, but it doesn't have a great range, and so it'll be used for that, going back and forth to work in that commuter type environment. And so one of the main things that stands out on this bike, of course, at the bottom you've got that Revelation motor, but right above that is the main guts of this bike. It is a huge battery pack, basically, with lithium ion cells. And of course, that large battery pack is what's needed to make this bike go. So let's talk about one of the things I'm not so hot about, and that is the riding position on this bike. It's more like a standard sports bike. It's that mid controls. Your knees are locked up high. Your feet are back on those pegs. And again, that is going to limit it, only the range, and that's why I say it's more of a commuter bike, because guys my age, I cannot ride very far distance on that sports bike type position. My knees would absolutely lock up, and I know there's a lot of you guys out there like that. But again, just an indication that this is for short distance riding. So with this huge ass battery pack, you got to charge this thing. And I am very happy about this. Harley was thinking ahead, I think, here. So basically they have a level 1 charger. And what level 1 is basically underneath the back seat, you can put a cord in there and you can literally plug this thing into any standard outlet in your house or garage and charge the thing overnight. So that's a bonus. Now, if you want that fast charge, that level 3 DC charge, there are charging stations, of course, around the US and elsewhere. And they say if you plug into that, now those plugs are actually right where the gas tank is. It would be like a gas cap. You open it up and there's the different plugs in there. And so with that level 3 DC charging system, they tout that you can charge the bike 80% in 40 minutes. So my guess would be to get 100% charge would be somewhere around an hour with that level 3 DC charge. And of course, not only with electric motorcycles, but with electric cars right now, because it's a new developing technology. There's not that many. A lot of cities, especially smaller cities, there's not that many places that you can find these DC charge stations. So let's dive in a little bit deeper into what components come on the bike and kind of how it's built. So first of all, it comes with a lightweight cast aluminum frame that is extremely rigid, and that contributes to its precise responsive handling. Yeah, that was straight from Harley. Take it for what it's worth. Real quick, if you appreciate everything we're trying to do to help as many bikers as we can worldwide, I'll tell you it doesn't come without an expense. You can support us by becoming a patron member. Pledge a certain amount per piece of content, no risk to you, because you can put a monthly cap. There are benefits such as stickers and t-shirts, private Facebook group, access to live video broadcasts and chat, up to access to our premium videos upon request. Link is in the description below for you. Suspension. So I'm actually very pleased that they use these components, and so it comes with the rear monoshock, and it's from SHOWA, and they make great stuff, and so it's completely adjustable for rider comfort and how you want the bike to handle, basically. And then moving up front to the bike, it comes with SHOWA, looks like inverted forks, and these two are completely adjustable, so that's awesome. Another thing I'm very pleased with is the braking system, and this is what I'm talking about when they're using good components to build this motorcycle. They're using, for up front, they're using Brembo Monoblock 4-piston dual front brakes. So 4-piston calipers, dual front brakes. If you want to compare that to the Zero motorcycle, single front disc brakes. So dual front discs, the Brembo Monoblock, great stuff. And they're also using the Brembo in the rear. And they're definitely integrating great technology into this bike, coming with a full anti-lock brake system. It's enhanced for cornering. I was really pleased that it's coming with traction control, so full built-in traction control, and that's really something that we haven't seen coming from Harley until the LiveWire here. And the LiveWire is coming with HD Michelin Scorcher sports tires that were apparently specifically designed for the LiveWire to enhance its riding and handling, coming with a 180 millimeter rear and a 120 millimeter front tire. And if you're interested in the headlight, it is coming stock with that Daymaker that Harley recently has been putting on a lot of their bikes. So let's talk a little bit about what I'm going to call the infotainment system. Right up in front of you on the handlebars is a 4.3 inch full color LCD screen. You can get navigation, GPS on that. Speed, range, battery status, music, turn-by-turn navigation, alerts, and more. You're not going to get all that unless you pay Harley some money, and I'm going to get a little bit into that. Let's do that right now. So let's talk about the HD Connect service is what they're calling it. You see, I'm going to try to make this a lot simpler than their website. So basically, Harley-Davidson partnered with Panasonic to make this. It's going to be cellular based, this infotainment system. Harley says it's free for the first year, but after that, you're going to pay a subscription service, and they won't list that at this point, what that's actually going to cost, which I'd really like to know. So to get this full functionality, you'll pay that plan, that cellular plan, and you'll be able to use the Harley-Davidson app and get right in there. You'll be able to see your LiveWire bike. You'll be able to see, battery status. It's got some theft stuff. You'll be able to see if somebody's tampering with your bike, what's its location on a GPS map. And I believe to get all that integration for the turn-by-turn navigation and all that on the device itself, you're going to have to pay for this subscription service. There are some other benefits to it within that, such as where charging stations are nearby and all that kind of stuff. So there you go. It's going to be a paid service. So my personal opinion on the HD Connect service, I'm not a fan of those type of services. A lot of vehicle manufacturers are doing that. They're forcing things on you, giving it free to you for a year, and then gouging you with monthly subscriptions. I think people are just generally kind of tired of that. I really think it's a service that should come. It's a $30,000 bike. I just think that should come with it. But really, the ultimate thing I need to know to really base my opinion is what Harley is going to charge people, and if they're actually going to gouge people or make it a very reasonable service. And real quick, before you leave this channel, make sure you smash that subscribe button and bell icon so you get alerts every time those are hit. Another biker joins the revolution. We'd love to have you part of it. So one thing I'm very concerned about, and only time will tell, and I think most of you out there are also going to have reservations about this new LiveWire infotainment system. The reason being is we have a right to be. Harley-Davidson came out in 2014 and on with their Rushmore bikes, the Boom Box infotainment system. I'm not going to get deep into that. By far, I think most of you agree it's been a failure. It has been a complete failure. They partnered with Harman Kardon on that. They've never really come out and treated their customers appropriately on it. They've just remained silent. It still has issues to this day. So we're all kind of gun shy, Harley-Davidson, on that, and we should be gun shy. Now on the new LiveWire infotainment system, it seems they partner with Panasonic. Thank God. I hope that's better than Harman Kardon. We'll see. So I'm just a little bit reserved, but I'm hoping they did the right research and development. I hope they got the right developers. I'm not sure why they left Harman Kardon and went with Panasonic, but that could be a good thing. So anyways, jury's out. We will have to see if this infotainment system is going to run smoothly. And of course, in true Harley-Davidson fashion, they are going to come out with a complete line of Harley stamped parts and accessories for the LiveWire, such as a speed screen blade, which I think is a fancy word for a fairing. They'll come out with hand controls, foot controls. Have no doubt they will come out with a full line of accessories. 3 colors to choose on this bad boy. You've got first yellow fuse, and then an orange fuse, and finally a vivid black model. So if you want to pre-order the LiveWire, you can do so through select dealerships throughout North America and Western Europe. Other markets will follow after that. And it will actually release sometime, they say probably late August 2019 would be my guess. So don't forget, comment below, keep the discussion going. I gave you some of my opinions. I'm going to give you just a few more, but I really, really look forward to hearing from you. So I don't think you have to be fearful here, guys, with the release of the electric motorcycle, the LiveWire. This is just the first step. I think it is necessary. I really do. There's going to be a market for that. You see cars doing it. It's kind of going that way. This isn't going to happen anytime soon. We don't have any worry, because I know a lot of us like the Rumble, the V-twin. We like the internal combustion engine. We like everything that we've known about Harley and loved about Harley for so many years. So Harley's just looking at the future, and it's definitely a piece of the market, and I think they'd be foolish if they didn't start doing this, going down this electric motorcycle road. And I'm actually excited to see the LiveWire and even the next version. They're also working on some other electric, I think they announced at CES, like some electric bikes and stuff like that. So the technology is definitely going to get better, but have no fear. Our beloved Harleys, our V-twin motors are not going anywhere anytime soon. So who's the LiveWire for? Well, honestly, this is who's going to be riding and buying the LiveWire. And I'll just be straight. It's going to be somebody that has extra money to spend, somebody that's well off. At $30K, it's super, super niche bike. It's for that short distance commuter. If I had money, if I won the lottery tomorrow, hell yeah, I'd get one. I'd throw it in my garage, I'd ride it. It would be fun. to have just a fun bike like that on the side, you're not talking about $10,000, you're talking about $30,000, and that's going to be really hard for people to swallow. So it's kind of going to be those early adopters, and I want to just say at this point, that's kind of just a novelty bike. Let me know your thoughts. I want to mention real quick too, if you are not hooked up with our weekly podcast, you've got to get over there and subscribe, because we're going to talk about this subject, and if you're a member also, you'll get live chat, live video, but we're actually going to get a lot more in depth on the LiveWire, and look forward to hanging out with the community. Link to the podcast in the description below. Well, I hope after watching you have a better understanding of what the LiveWire is all about. I really do at some point hope to get my hands on one and actually take it for a test ride and give you my opinions. At any rate, I hope you're all well. I definitely hope you are all out there getting some riding in. Peace.